Welcome back, Gerks. It's your boy Steel, and before I get into today's reaction, which I'm very excited for, I need to let you all know why I have been gone, not streaming and not posting, barely playing games for the past few weeks. For those of you that don't know, I went back to work, so I'm working again, and I am finishing up my master's of clinical mental health. So because of that, I have less time to, play games and things. I also got a puppy, and puppies take up a lot of time, and I also have a family. So, less content, less gaming. Also, Path of Exile 2 hasn't really had a whole lot of new stuff happening, so I haven't really felt the need to play. Now, with all that being said, I do plan on continuing my posts and talking about things I want to talk about, reacting to things I want to react to, playing the games I want to play, but I just can't do it as much as I did before. Now, we will be launching my mental health page eventually, and I'll basically be going over everything I'm learning in school and trying to help, gamers with mental health things. But without further ado, let's jump into this video. So today we're going to be reacting to Talkative Try, and for those of you who don't know him, he is a mainly Path of Exile 2 content creator who tries to be always kind of on the positive side of things, right? He likes to be super, super positive, whether you love him or hate him. He tries very hard. And he recently did an interview with Grinding Gear Games where he kind of went over the state and future of Path of Exile. And, it was an interview. Learned some cool stuff. But now he came out with a video, and I felt like this was probably the right one to react to. I haven't seen it yet, though. It says the upcoming Path of Exile 2 patches and why I quit PoE 1. For those of you that aren't caught up on the things, but PoE 1 came out with a new update finally. And I tried it, and I didn't really care for it. I didn't like it. I've never liked PoE 1 though, so I'm not the demographic. But I do love PoE 2, and as I know he does, he loves both of them, so I'm curious what he has to say. So let's jump on in.
Indeed, what is happening with Path of Exile 2, and what is happening with me?
Well, nothing's happening with Path of Exile 2. It feels like I don't know. I don't know why they thought 9 new uniques and fixing some broken stuff was enough to like get people to play like they were playing before. I don't know. We need a new season. We need new characters. We need the new acts. Like, there's so much content missing in the game. It's actually insane. And the game's so good. I love it. But we're missing so much that I feel like I'm hurting my experience by actually playing it right now.
First of all, the elephant in the room. Why am I not doing any Path of Exile 1 content? Well, it's pretty simple, you guys. I'm not having fun with the game.
That's a W reason. I'm not making a whole lot of PoE 2 content because I'm not playing, because I'm too busy, and I'm not having fun. No one should fault him for this.
The expansion looks like a banger. It looks like people are having a ton of fun, including a lot of you who have never played Path of Exile 1 before and were introduced to the series via Path of Exile 2. And for all of you, I am so happy. However, I just wasn't enjoying myself. And as I've always said on this channel, if I'm not having fun, if I'm not passionate about something, then I'm not going to make content on it because I'm not playing it and I'm not experiencing it. So I can't really speak on it. So do not expect any Path of Exile 1 videos on the channel in the near future about 3.26. Maybe I will try in 3.
I think he's going to cover news on the game still. I do. I don't think he's probably going to cover really anything outside of if some crazy new stuff happens. Let's be real.
3.27, but I really think the Path of Exile 1 ship has sailed for a few reasons. One, I just don't enjoy the gameplay anymore. The content in that game is rich. The build craft.
I'm very curious what he means, but he doesn't enjoy the gameplay because the gameplay is like exactly the same as PoE 2, except for no WASD. But like everything else is kind of the same. I mean, I guess you can't dodge. There's that. Maybe. Okay, so the gameplay is a little bit different, but like for the most part, it's not that different, right? Like not enough to suddenly not enjoy it. Like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
in that game is diverse and
Mm-hmm.
nearly unlimited. I'm not that kind of guy. I like experiencing the game. I like playing the game. I don't like preparing to play the game. I don't like playing in all these external programs, and I don't like sitting in the game and tinkering with things constantly. I just like getting in the game and playing it. It's why I
So what he's saying is the beginning of a season he probably doesn't like because he has to like actually figure everything out and plan it, and if he doesn't, he's bricked. So I'm assuming he likes following build guides, which maybe there isn't any at the start of this season. I'm not sure. I don't know if people had early access to it or whatnot, but I would still think you'd be able to like come in maybe 2 weeks later, then you would have a pretty solid game plan and it would be too difficult. I don't know.
I really liked Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It's why I really enjoy Path of Exile 2, and it's why I'm probably stepping away from Path of Exile.
Can we talk about that? Clear Obscure, great game. I have noticed that when another game comes out that I feel like I need to try and I play it, it actively ruins other games for me because the ADD part of my brain that's laser focused on a game and only wants to consume that one game gets like disrupted. And then suddenly that game's not that great anymore. All because my attention got divided towards something else. And even if it's not a game, if it's like a new show or work or homework or your kids or whatever it is, whatever the thing is that pulls you away from the thing becomes like the new focus. And then the focus that you loved that you saw no faults with or you like hyper fixated on suddenly is like infinitely less interesting. It's such a weird phenomenon. It's why I have a huge respect for anyone that only covers one game because I feel like it's almost impossible to be loyal to stick to only one game. Like it's so hard. Like I've only been stuck to PoE 2 for like a couple months now. And the game's great and I love it, but like I play a lot of different games, like a lot, but obviously that's not helpful for growth.
One right now. I have no desire to log in. I think some people share that sentiment with me, but a lot of you are blasting and having a great time. And for all
I feel like people are only on there because there's not enough content in PoE 2 right now. And when both games are fully out, I don't see people playing PoE 1 anymore. I don't know how you play a game for over 10 years and not get, bored out of it, you know? It doesn't change that much.
of you, I'm so happy. So with that out of the way, let's move into the Path of Exile 2 state of the game. First of all, the first major patch since Dawn of the Hunt came out, 021, arrived a fact right after my interview with game director Jonathan Rogers, and with it came a ton of improvements to Path of Exile.
Let's be real. Interview, very cool. But that interview probably had next to zero impact on this specific patch because there's just no way they would have had the development time to actually implement thoughtfully the things that were mentioned, right? Like, it wouldn't be possible.
Exile 2's endgame, to the early game, to progression systems, and the like. It introduced a bunch of
This patch was cool, but like, hot take, them making everything dramatically easier, like across the board, made me and my friends actually a little bit bored. Like, we just weren't dying anymore. And it wasn't because my skill got better or like I did anything different. It was just like I got so used to dying to bullshit stuff that there was this perceived level of threat everywhere. And now there's like not. And that threat being gone, although it's probably healthier for the game and everything, it has made the game feel much, much easier outside of like literal one shot mechanics, which are the only thing that remotely is threatening now. Like literally outside of a one shot mechanic, like from Arbiter or something, nothing else really is that difficult. Even though my main build, because I was playing Blood Witch, got nerfed into the ground because you can no longer chain the lightning bolt crits with your um, any of your meta abilities, so you can't use your cast-ons. So like my build got kind of neutered, like I can't do the infinite damage thing anymore, but like it still feels too easy, and that's making me not really want to play.
chase unique, it tackled monster balance, it tackled your end game progression, and added a bunch of actual content to the game, which is
A lot of the stuff they added will affect our next run to endgame, but like for this current season, it doesn't affect it too much because you're already past a lot of it.
quite surprising for a mid League expansion. Now, for the people who did not watch my interview, you'll also know that more of these are coming for Dawn of the Hunt. There will be actual character balance changes in 022 and 023, but there will be no nerfs in these actual little content updates. They will
That's cap. I got nerfed. Like, no, that's just not true. When you fix a bug that makes a class dramatically stronger or an item dramatically stronger, and then it doesn't work anymore, that's a straight nerf. Like, my build got nerfed again. I haven't had a single patch on this game where something I was playing was not nerfed in some way. Now, I did get the new Guiding Palm Lightning Scepter thing, which is kind of better than Sacred Flame for me, and the Gloom one's really good too. But like, no, I got nerfed, like straight up.
will only be buffs to underutilized skills,
Not true.
changes to underutilized skills, and perhaps touches to ascendancy balance as well. In August, the next content update arrives with 030. Hopefully, there is a new class. There is currently a new class planned for that expansion, but
I gotta wait until August for a meaningful update. You're kidding. Oh god. This is the arbiter of bad news. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna be real. If in August we don't get either like half of the remaining classes slash specializations, or what they're called, or like all of the final acts, I just don't see how they're possibly done by December. Like, there's no way they finish the game by December if they aren't releasing most of the stuff by August. But it's just not gonna happen.
as we all know with the new content cadence, if the new class is not ready in time for 030, they're releasing it in August regardless. And then the next patch after that will be 4 months after, which means we'll get 040 in December 2020.
So we have two patches before they're quote unquote done with the game. I because they that's what they had said originally, right? So he's saying if the class isn't done, it's being launched anyway, so we're just gonna have a half-baked class if it's not finished. Well, then I hope to God they decide to quit releasing freaking stash tabs and cosmetic skins from the first game into the second game. Like, let's move our development to the game's finishing before we, focus all of our effort towards microtransactions, for the love of God. Like, I'm getting annoyed at how fast they work on
25
microtransactions
for Path of Exile
versus everything else.
2. Now, when we're looking at that August patch, I have quite a few videos planned discussing what might be in the patch with no confirmations, of course. As always, we are all hoping that the new class coming is the Druid, perhaps the
I don't give a crap about Druid, I'm gonna be real. I don't care. Literally don't care at all. But Templar could be sick.
Templar, and I really think it's going to be one of those two classes alongside the weapons and skills that will.
I want Shadow. I want Shadow real bad. And I want Shadow to play like Sun Jin Woo, Loki. I think they need both classes. If they don't release both classes, or one class and then the rest of the extra specs, or what do they even call them in this game? Ascendancies. They don't release the rest of the ascendancies with the class, like I'm just gonna be tilted, because then we're just gonna have only play Druid for the whole patch problem. Like, I don't want only one class to be dominating the whole game.
Will arrive with it. If we get the Druid, we'll get elemental based spells like Volcano, Whirlwind, and the like. We'll also get Shape.
That's gonna be huge for my Sorcerer or my Blood Witch, because any sort of new elemental thing coming into the game is probably gonna be universally used by any of them in that like section. It's not like maces only use mace skills, right? So like, more magic's more magic. That's huge. I would love that.
Shape-shifting forms, bear form, wolf form, and the other mysterious forms supposed to be coming. And then if we get the Templar, that'll come with the flail weapon type, all of its associated skills. And
I'm not gonna lie. I love the background music from Clear Obscure, but holy crap, is it distracting hearing the voices in the back. I'm trying to pay attention, I promise.
probably a bunch of holy related to. Think of the Templar as being the paladin that everybody desires in ARPG. right now. I have 2 planned videos about these upcoming classes, everything we know about them from everything that's been said by the developers in the past, based on all of the data mining info that we have on PoE2DB, and some other surprises in store related to them too. Additionally, with 030, some people are yearning for a shift up to the campaign.
Okay, is it bad that I almost really don't like data mining and leaks and like quote unquote not confirmed, but like confirmed information on stuff hidden in games? Maybe it's just because of my background in gacha gaming, but like there is a certain large level of hype that gets killed for future content when first off it's leaked ahead of time. And second off, when what we in our head canon or in the leak like here is better than what we actually end up getting, because then you're just disappointed. Like there's a fine line between hyping up for the stuff to come and making it dead on arrival. Like I hope, yeah, I'm just worried. I don't, yeah, that's all I need to say about it.
Itself. Of course, we have 3 acts right now in PoE2. We have to rerun them again to reach the end game. I'm really hoping that we at least get 1 new act with 030. Of course, there will be 6 acts
We
at the
better.
end of the day. We actually know quite a bit about Act 4, Act 5, and yeah, Act 6 as well, although we have the least information about Act 6. I have another video planned talking about exactly that. Additionally, we know in the August patch, grinding your games are tackling balance problems that are apparent to players, specifically the fact that many skills just don't feel good right now because
Yeah, 99% of the skills cannot be used as a one button or like it can't be used as your main skill, and therefore people are unhappy. But the game's designed around combining your skills together, but then there's skills that just don't need to be combined with other skills because you can just use like the meta skills to make them OP, and then that makes it so like everything feels bad because you either have one shot abilities that have 100 passives on them, or you have to combine like a bunch of things together and the setup is just too much and it feels weak compared to the other stuff. That's kind of the problem right now.
they are meant to be used in combination with other skills. They are going to ensure that skills feel good as combo skills, but also as standalone
Thank
skills as well,
God.
meaning skills should be able to stand up on their
Like Spark should not require Orbistorms to feel good. Arguably, Spark should not require Cast on Crit to feel remotely viable. Like, I don't like that I feel like I'm forced to use cast ons to get extra casts of the same spell. Like, I shouldn't need to cast 9 sparks per spark. Like, I just shouldn't. But it's really, really cool. So I'm doing it anyway.
their own 2 feet and not fully rely on a plethora of other skills to actually be useful. We also know that they are working on some sort of movement speed increase that does not affect the integrity of combat in Path of Exile 2, meaning when you're navigating through maps, you can do so faster. This
Well, didn't we just get like a plus 10% move speed across the board? Like, we're way faster now, right? Like, we literally just got. They're going to add more move speed? That's crazy. That's actually okay.
is, of course, in addition to all the other endgame content.
If they're going to make move speed way faster, though, we need to make the dodge like more effective, right? Because I don't want to run faster than I roll. A lot of the time, I feel like I can escape stuff if I just don't roll. And if I roll, then I get hit. So I should just run.
That I'm sure that they are going to add in 030. Myself, I'm just hoping that they focus on adjusting the campaign and adding more acts into the game, and then adding more skills and classes. I could care less about the end game itself.
Thank God someone else that feels this way. I don't care what your end game is. It needs to be fun to get there, or you don't have a game. Straight up. You can't just have an infinite end game grind. Because most people aren't going to do that. There's too many good games to play. Like, straight up, there is so many good games to play that you can't just rely on your end game to carry it. Like, people are going to drop it and drop out, and it needs to be fun to get to that point. Especially when the entire point of your game is to level a new character to end game every 4 months. Like, it needs to be done.
I know that will be expanded upon infinitely Once Path of Exile 2 actually fully releases, once all the classes, Ascendancy classes, and acts are in the game. This is what they've been doing with Path of Exile 1 forever, and it worked out for that game for quite a while. Then if we look to the distant future of Path of Exile 2, we know they are looking for a 1.0 release. This is when the game goes free to play, and I think it's not going to happen in 2025.
He's right. I want it to be 2025, but it's just so not happening. It's just not going to happen. And the other hard part is once the game does go free to play, you can just expect the monetization to get more and more obnoxious. Like, God, yep, it's just going to get more annoying and more in your face.
I think they should wait to get all the character classes in the game, get all the
Like, we could have transmogs in the game, and they're just not going to do it because they're selling skins. And there's so many cool sets in the game, and I want to use them, and I want to look cool. But I feel like you got to spend money to look cool, and I hate that so much. And I get it, it's a free to play game, and cosmetics is how people make money. But, like, the one thing Diablo does have over PoE is the transmog. Transmog is sick.
acts in the game, make sure it's in the best state of balance possible, and then make the big transfer to free to play and get that whole new storm of players in the game. My guess is late 2026, early 2027, with a pretty safe bet on December 2026 for the big free.
What? No! Don't set that expectation. You have the voice of the community. No, 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 no. You need to be pushing them sooner than later. Oh, God, I can't wait years for this. 2 years? I'm gonna be like a doctor by then. I'm not gonna have time to play. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't think this video was gonna be so painful. It has nothing to do with him, but we're 20 minutes in and I'm 6 minutes through the video.
Free to play launch. With the game only needing 5 more base classes, I think that gives us plenty of time because that is 4 expansions. Before then, I think they can make.
They better not. If they have 5 more base classes, that better not be 5 patches that I have to own. 5 times 4, 20 months? He thinks it's gonna take 20 more months? Ugh.
Make that timeline. I think they're making a bunch of amazing progress in the game. They've done a stellar job with Dawn of the Hunt after a little bit of stumbling in
Okay,
010.
okay, he recovered
I
that
really
statement.
believe that they have their process and cadence down, and my
No, no. I don't mean to be rude, but like, hold on, I'll get him off this freeze frame.
confidence in
Okay, I don't mean to be rude, but they clearly don't have their processing cadence down when first off, it sounds like we're going to be 2 years behind schedule. And they just redid how, like, their entire philosophy around making the game. They just went over how they're changing how they're making the game, and that they're not going to do like the same model they've been doing because it wasn't working, and now they're trying a new model. Like, they have an idea now, they need to execute on the idea, and therefore they don't have it down because they haven't done it yet. They need to show us they've done it for me to believe they have it down. Because if it's not working, they're just going to go back to the way it was because that was working, for them. So no, I would push back hard on that statement.
them delivering is at an all-time high. However, while I'm filled with hope, I've seen quite a bit of doom in the community as well, now that they've decided to insistently focus on Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2 at the same time.
Yeah, why can't we just do the new game? Like, end one. Like, you can't cater to everybody. Like, you just can't. So, like, don't. Like, you made a new game. Play the new one. People don't play Dota 1, they play Dota 2. Like, there's a reason there's no League of Legends 2. It's because they want to keep one forever. Like, there's no World of Warcraft 2. But you chose to make a 2 for your belovedly long franchise. So, like, you don't have the manpower to do both games, I think, adequately. And now that you're trying, I'm worried. And I'm happy he's full of hope. And as someone new to this genre and this like type of thing, I'm just getting like the gotcha game problem vibe and the other live service game vibe. coming from this game.
doing updates on and off. So 2 months from the Path of Exile 1 update will come a Path of Exile 2 update. 2 months from then, a Path of Exile 1 update. And people are saying, oh my goodness, why are they focusing on the older game, the inferior game? And this, you can even say, why are they focusing on the newer game?
I, I don't care if you think it's inferior or not. That doesn't matter. It's just you've done it, and you made a new one to replace it, and now it's like not replacing it. And it just seems weird.
Whatever. People are angry that they're focusing on one game instead of the other. I understand where you're coming from, but know that Grinding Your Games as a studio, they need to juggle these two games. They need to maintain these two games because, especially after playing Path of Exile 1, guys, and having zero desire to log back in after loving the game for 6 years, I can tell you these games at the end of the day are going to cater to very different audiences. Yes, there will be crossover. Yes, there will be people who love PoE 1 and PoE 2. But I think Path of Exile...
The same. Okay. If they're trying to make the perfect ARPG, and you have two different ones that you're making with the same devs, and they have different philosophies, and they go in different ways, but they have some similarities, I feel like it makes it infinitely harder to not screw one of them up at any given time because you're making like the opposite choice in each one. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they don't. I don't know how they like adequately disperse their talent and like not get burnt out maintaining two live service games at the same time that are almost exactly the same but like different. Like that's just so crazy to me to think that they're doing that.
Exile 2 right now feels like a fundamentally different game. And I think as more content is added, as more skills, classes, expansions, bosses are added to the game, it's just going to feel more.
Like I feel like I'm not getting the full A team experience now from the company because they're splitting the focus. Like it doesn't feel like Path of Exile 2. It feels like Path of Exile TOO. Like we have Path of Exile and we have Path of Exile 2 over here. It's not the sequel, it's not the second one. It's just our other Path of Exile that has a different idea. It's like a parody or like a, I don't know, paradox? Multiverse? I don't know what the word is. It's an alternate version.
More and more dissimilar from Path of Exile 1, and the savvy move from Grinding Your Games, yes, is to keep Path of Exile 1 going, to satisfy those players that they have created, that player base that they have curated over the past decade, and then build out this huge new...
If savvy's a synonym for money making, I'll give it to him.
Player base with Path of Exile 2 as well. And yes, some of the people from Path of Exile 1 will move to Path of Exile 2, and like me, they may fall off from Path of Exile 1, and that's totally okay. I think both of these games can coexist, both of them can thrive. I hope I'm proven right with Grinding Your Games in the next year and a half or so. We will have to see, but
I feel like he's grossly underestimating the fleeting stardom eye of the gamer. If it actually takes a year and a half to 2 years for PoE 2 to come out, it is going to have a minuscule fraction of the popularity. Like they need to dramatically overhaul the handheld like controller experience for the game. Like this is, if anyone's watching this and you're gonna like implement any change into the game because of what I'm about to say, like this is the most important thing. In the next 2 years, handheld gaming is going to explode and go up and up. The whole Asus ROG Ally Xbox crossover thing is going to be the first of like the mainstreaming of handheld PC gaming, and the controller experience on this specific upcoming free to play game, Path of Exile 2, is horrendously horrible because they tried to make a completely separate UI that's not hot swappable, only for controller. That's worse than the mouse and keyboard variant in every way, when the other ARPGs it competes with doesn't do this and doesn't have this problem. Like, you need to make this game awesome on handheld, And if you don't, it's just going to be a huge problem because it's not good on console. The controller experience is dog water. It's terrible. And if you're actually going to wait that long for it to launch, like your only hope of this game surviving and becoming like the largest game ever is hoping that when the rest of the big handheld stuff explodes in a year to 2 years, this is the game to play on it. And it'll be awesome. Like it'll be cool if that's what happens. Like even bring it to Switch too, dude. If you're once it goes free to play, oh my gosh, launch it on Switch too. That'd be nuts. You could do it. You could do it. I think this is the kind of stuff they have to do if it's getting pushed out this far.
I am not dooming right now, even though I was a bit dejected because I was so thoroughly excited for Path of Exile 1 3.26, and I ended up having zero desire, zero interest playing on a.
I feel bad for him. I know that feeling to be so incredibly excited to play something and you get bored of it like within 5 minutes. Like it sucks. Especially on something that you've spent years on that used to be like the best. Part of that's just maturing, and a huge part of that is you played the newer, better one that you happen to like more. And then now the old one, meh. Once it's out of your eyes and it's no longer your favorite thing, it's so hard to go back because at the end of the day, you kind of cheated on it. And now you've tried the forbidden fruits of other things. And that's just kind of what happens. Like, I'm a bit real. I don't think it's that PoE 1 wasn't good enough anymore. It probably is that you're just different. And that's fine. Like, it is what it is. That's happened to me. Like, I'm going through a time right now where no game really is that fun. Every game feels kind of like a chore. And I'm just doing it because I'm bored. And even though I'm bored, I'd rather stare at a wall than play most games right now. Hence, I'm not making a video about me on a new build. And I'm reacting to somebody else who's hopeful about the game. Because I was excited to see why he quit PoE 1 and what's coming to PoE 2. And although I know I sound very doom and gloom, I'm excited for the future, obviously. Um, but I would be, I'd be betraying myself if I didn't argue or give my own take on how I'm feeling through all this.
Launch weekend, and that really shocked me. And I think I've just realized I have limited time. I really enjoy other games better right now, so I'm not going to spend that time that I could spend
W take, W take.
enjoying other games and having fun grinding out PoE 1 because I need to make content for it or I need to get cosmetics in the game. I think I'm past that point in my gamer journey and I've realized that's okay. So Exiles, let me know, are you having fun in Path of Exile 3.26? Are you just looking forward to the upcoming Path of Exile 2 patches leading up to 030 and beyond? Or are you just pieced out from all Path of Exile right now and are looking forward to my Claire Obscure review and a few other choice content pieces? Going to be a little bit different because there's no Path of Exile content on the
I'm calling it. If he finishes Clay Obscure and then plays Stellar Blade and covers Stellar Blade, I will die. I I might lose my mind. Because both those games are really, really good and new, right? Like, they're both great games. But I think I would actually die laughing. Because that would be so funny.
channel.
Because that's like exactly what I did. I haven't been playing PvP2. I played Clear Obscure. Now I'm playing Stellar Blade. That'd be great.
Path of Exile 1 content on the channel, but if you are here just for my style of content, make sure you stay subscribed because I am getting people unsubbing because they don't agree with me not liking PoE 1. I don't know what to say. I'm just speaking what I think. That's all.
To be fair, if people aren't watching your videos and they're still sub to you, it's actually more helpful for your growth from what I've heard if they unsub and if they are watching your videos for them to be subbed. So like it might be helping you or not. I don't know. You're way bigger than me. You're way cooler than me. And there's not really any real advice I can give you if I'm being honest. But yeah, Talkative Try is cool. Go subscribe to him. Actually watch his videos if you subscribe to him. We're gonna give him the old likey and this was fun. Hopefully if you do see this, Talkative Try, I'm not bitter or mad and I don't dislike you at all. I think you're great. And I like that you are promoting positivity and trying to keep us all, happy and doing good in the community. I think that's sweet. Uh, and I look forward to seeing you cover more stuff on this because out of really all of the PoE2 content creators, your content is probably the one I would want to react to the most in terms of what you're saying, just because of how you make your videos. You do good. So, enough glazing from the old Gherkenspiel. If y'all liked today's video, like, comment, subscribe, help your boy grow. Go check out the TikTok and let me know what kind of stuff you would like me to cover in the future. Have a good one.